Welcome to ARRI's Tech Talk Live today about mechanical pro camera accessories. My name is Vischer. I'm the product manager for PCA Mechanical. Before I give you an overview about the 4 new products we recently launched, I would like to give you a short introduction about what is PCA Mechanical about. But first of all, if you have any questions, don't wait until the end. And at the end, we will have a Q&A session. But if you have any questions, if something pops in your mind, please just put it in the chat that we have questions already when we come to the Q&A session later on. So what is PCA Mechanical about? It's divided in 4 different groups. So first group is support systems. Support systems, you may know the BP8 and the BP9 and all the dovetail plates underneath. It includes much more. We have so many bracketry around the camera, at the bottom, at the top, wherever you can imagine. And we not only offer accessories for accessories around ARRI cameras, but accessories especially for third-party cameras. So we are providing accessories for Canon cameras, for Panasonic cameras, Red cameras, and Sony cameras. The cameras we recently equipped with our accessories were the Sony Venice with the extension unit, the FX9 from Sony, and from Canon the C300 Mark III and the C500 Mark II. The next section is mat boxes. So currently we have 5 different models in our mat box range. It starts with the studio mat boxes SMB1 and SMB2. Then we have an entry-level mat box, mini mat box MMB2. And we have the well-known lightweight mat boxes, the LMB 4x5 and the LMB 6x6. Difference between 4x5 and 6x6 is a little bit like SMB1 and SMB2. SMB1 and LMB 6x6 is for 6.6 at 6.6 inch filters. And the SMB2 and the LMB 4x5 is for 4 at 5.65 inch filters. The third section is about follow focus, manual follow focus. So you may know the mini follow focus, the MFF2, which goes to lightweight support standard. And I'm pretty sure you know the legendary FF4 and the FF5. And the 4th section is crew supplies. This is something we I think it's like 2 or 3 years ago, we brought that into the PCA Mechanical range of products. And it's about bags, the unit bag, as you have seen just before, the pouches, belts, and gloves. So things which are really, really useful when you work on set. To understand a little bit, there are other mechanical accessories within ARRI. You may ask now, but wait a minute, there are accessories which are fitting to ARRI cameras, for example. And this makes it, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to understand from outside because there's another section within ARRI which is called ARRI Camera Accessories. And the idea about it is these accessories are only compatible with ARRI products. So cameras like accessories for a Mini or a Mini LF. Accessories, camera stabilizing systems like the SAM plates you may know. Sometimes you need mechanical bracketry for ECS as well. If you would like to have more information on these products, my colleague Jean-François will give you an introduction about these products in about, I would say, 80 minutes. So tune in. He will tell you about the best rigging possibilities for a Mini LF. So now we're coming to the 4 new products. And the first product I would like to introduce is a lens support. You may say lens supports, I know from ARRI. There's an LS9, there's an LS10. These are the classic products from ARRI. LS9 and LS10 are both for the studio rod support standard. LS9 for 90 millimeter, LS10 for 50 millimeter. There's the LS11, which is for 50 millimeter, but lightweight support standard. The product we're introducing now is the successor of the LS11, and it's called Lightweight Lens Support LLS1. So I now change my position and go over here where you can see much more detail of the product. So it consists of 4 different parts, as you can see here. You have the LLS1 base, like here, like you can just see it here. If I bring in a plate with a lightweight support standard, I can show you how easily it is to mount this onto that plate, because it's kind of a click-in system. You can either do it like this, but if you want to do it the other way around, you can just do it like this, and then you can just do it from the top. So it's very easy. You don't have to kind of slide it from the front. You can just click it on the rods itself. Then the next part is this pin, which has on one side a 3/8-inch thread, on the other side a 1/4-inch thread. You have a screw which has on one side 3/8-inch and on the other side 1/4-inch. So you can make out of a 1/4-inch thread a 3/8-inch screw, and the other way around you can do the same with a 3/8-inch thread and you have a 1/4-inch screw. So whatever lens included, like integrated lens support you have in your lens, either if it's 1/4-inch or is it 3/8-inch, it's no problem, because for both we have a solution. Interestingly, also in here, that's really a detail. In here you have the possibility to use an Allen key 4, an Allen key 5, and an Allen key 3, and 5/32 as well. So 4 tools will fit in this screw. The idea is that if you have to unscrew this one, it could be with temperature change and everything. It could be very difficult. So using any out of these 4 tools, you can easily detach the small screw in the pin. And last but not least, you have one support roller bracketry on the top, where you can see it the reason it's rollers, because this is really it's moving on both sides. And I will show you in a second the possibilities you have with these bracketries in another image I have here on here, where you can see now the possibilities you have with the LLS1 using different lenses. On the top left, this is a classic studio zoom. It's like it's an Allura, an ARRI Allura zoom, and it has an integrated lens support pin, which normally goes to Studio 19 or Studio 15, studio rod support. That means that it goes beyond the lightweight rod support standards. So normally there is I don't know any product in the industry where you can do this, because it goes into negative. And like this, it's possible now to support a studio zoom lens. Some people may say, like, I would never do that, but sometimes you have no choice. Sometimes you want to do that, you have to do that. So the solution is now with the LLS1. You have the possibility to do it. Top right, you see a lightweight zoom. These are also available from different manufacturers, and it's a zoom lens. It's lightweight, but for some people, and the reason, because it's lightweight, the manufacturers haven't integrated any lens support pin. Some people may say, like, okay, it's called lightweight, but for some cameras, for some mounts, it's not lightweight enough. Or if you're doing some special shots, for example, if you want to do something with the stabilizer, you would like to have a support underneath. So like you can see it in the picture, with the support rollers, it's no problem at all now also to support a lightweight zoom. Bottom left, this is a larger, heavier prime lens. And I heard some people saying, like, the Cooke anamorphics, they are pretty heavy. And some people may think it's maybe also too heavy for some PL mount cameras. Maybe not with an ARRI camera, but maybe with another other camera you have some concerns. So again, you have the possibility to support a prime lens, even if there's no integrated lens support pin. And then finally, bottom right, this is a still lens. And you see the diameter is so small that we just flipped the LLS1 to reach the lens. again with the rollers. And here it's quite interesting because we placed it, because there was not really an alternative, we placed it there where this, the focus barrel is. But as I said before, these are rollers, so it's no problem to put it on the focus barrel. It's supported and you still can pull focus. So that's the idea about it. The next product I would like to talk about is the accessory rail system. When we, like years ago, when we introduced the SMB1, the Studio Matbox 1 and the SMB2, this was the beginning of our rail system, the ARRI rail system. And then we integrated it as well in the LMB 4x5 and in the LMB 6x6, as you can see here. So that was the beginning of the rail system. And then there were people asking about a possibility if they have, for example, a UDM unit on the matbox, on a clip-on matbox, and they want to do lens changes, and you have two hands, you have the lens, you have the matbox, and then you have a UDM with cables. They wanted to have the possibility to park the UDM somewhere. So that's why we made the first ARS. So I put that away a little bit on the other side. And this is the ARS1. This was the first product we launched, I think, a year ago. And you see it has the possibility to take this small bracket just here. And imagine there would be a UDM on here. You can easily detach it from one side and just put it on the other side. You can see these are these spring ball pressures. So you see it's quite stable. It cannot accidentally slip off, but you don't have to push them. You have to just do it a little bit harder and then it goes just off. Again, you see our ARRI magic screw, where you can use an Allen key 3, 4, 5 or 5/32, also integrated here. When we launched that, immediately people came and said like, oh, I want to have a longer one. And another came and was like, I want to have an even longer one. So that's why we came up with our ARS2 and ARS3. So these are longer. Besides that, they have kind of the same function. On the back side, you see there's always a 3/8-inch 2-pin interface. And on the ARS2 and the ARS3, we have the possibility to slide it back and forth. Like this, you're more free to attach it wherever you want. So I can show you like an example. As I said before, the parking position. By the way, this is a top plate for a Sony Venice with the CCH4. If you would like to have a parking position for your UDM, the standard way would be just to mount this on the front, and then you can just slide it to the front. If you would use now a longer one, you could also slide the UDM left and right. You could also decide, should it be really on the left side, on the right side, should it be top or bottom? So you see there are plenty of possibilities. And like I said, again, this is a 5/32-inch screwdriver. It works. And yeah, wherever you want to place it, you see it here. It has, our standard interface, the 3/8-inch with the pinhole, the anti-twist pinhole. So wherever you want to have it, or maybe on the side here, that would be possible as well. So you see, you're very, very flexible. Another request was this bracketry where you can mount only in one position. There were requests, feedback from people, from users from the set. They said, could we have something where we have more possibilities to attach accessories from other sides? So that's why we introduced now, or we just recently introduced the cube, the accessory rail cube, ARC1. And this one is now exactly the same system, and you can just slide it on here. And you see, again, it has stops at the end. Stops at the end. You don't have to push anything to take it off. And if you want, you can easily just add another one. That's also a possibility. So this is about the accessory rail system. And the next product are the handle extensions. So the handle extensions, again, I go to our white box, I prepare something, take the other parts away, bring in the handle extensions, 4 different lengths. Maybe I zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so that's much better. 4 different lengths and one 90-degree version. Again, you see the magic screw is always built inside in all our new products where it is possible. These extensions, they are going from hex 1 to hex 5. And maybe you can already see why this is the hex 1 and this is the hex 5. It's about the numbers of the 3 8-inch interfaces on top. This has 5 interfaces, 4 interfaces, 3, 2, 1. And this is the hex 90 because it's a 90-degree version. It has always the 3 8-inch 2-pin interface on one side and the 3 8-inch thread with all the holes on the other side. It has the possibility, it has not only 3 8-inch threads, it has also 1/4-inch threads in between, and it has a lot of ARRI 3 interfaces. So this is the ARRI 3 you may know from the Alexa Mini and the Alexa Mini LF. And we have not only an interface at the front, but we have a lot of interfaces also on the side. So what you can do, I will show you in a minute the possibilities. Before, I would like to show you also the shells. So the idea was when we made this handle extension system is to be flexible and to have the possibility to build whatever you want to do. But on the other side, also to have the possibility to grab the camera somewhere, to hold it to pan or really to carry the camera. And then we realized, okay, this is not the most comfortable design. It's the most practical design in terms of size and weight. And it's better that you have the possibility to attach accessories wherever you want. But if you think this is the part where I want to carry or want to hold the camera, then it's much nicer to have the possibility to add something which is more comfortable to your hands. So there are 2 versions. One is wooden walnut and the other one is plastic. They're both fitting directly to the hex 5 and the hex 4. So here you can mount them directly. If you have 2 hex mounted together, like the hex 3 and the hex 2, you can also mount it over in combination, because you see these slotted holes, they give a lot of flexibility. And as soon as you mount this on here, it's quite easy to do. You have really a very, very comfortable feeling, and it depends what you prefer. The reason why we are offering 2 materials is that we ask people, what would you prefer, wood or plastic? And I think it was 80% towards wood, but 20% of the people said, like, I don't want wood, I want to have plastic. So we're offering both. And as I said before, you're really free to build whatever you want. So for example, if you think you would like to build your own top handle for a camera, so just as an example, I mount an hex 3 to an hex 2 on the other side. I just put an hex 1 on here, and then I have the possibility with the interface here to mount this somewhere on the camera, and this would be my handle, my own handle design. So that's one possibility. Some people would like to have a closed handle, like the CCH4. They also would like to have it sometimes for the Mini or the Mini LF. So one possibility is the 90-degree version, which you can just add at the back of the CCH2, which is an open handle. And if you add that to the back, you have the possibility, because you have kind of a stopper in the back. So that's also one option you have with the handle extension system. I can show you one application, one picture where you can see the handle extensions built as something called the Hollywood handle, because in some regions people love to pan the camera from the back of the camera. But if there's a battery on the camera, especially with one type of mount, it's quite dangerous. So that's why we thought about really a flexible system. And with our system, it doesn't matter how thick your battery is, because you can just add whatever you want and you can really make it perfectly to fit your battery size at the back. And in this picture, maybe you can just switch back one more time. You see the wooden one at the back and the plastic one on top. The one in the back is really for panning and the one on the top is for carrying the camera. So, one more thing I would like to show you. If you order a set of handle extensions, it comes like this. This is a foam inlay, and surprise, everything is in there. And this is made to fit perfectly into a Peli case. What is it? 1170. So open up the Peli case, just put that in here, put that on the top, and you're ready to go. We are not selling these cases. We're just shipping the sets within the foam inlay, and then it's up to you if you go for a Peli case, if you find another manufacturer, if you're doing your own cases, and just find out the dimensions, and then you can just use it like this. So finally, we have one more product to show to you. And this product is called bicycle grip adapters. The idea about these adapters is whenever you ask people what kind of shape, what kind of material, whatever you would like to have for a handheld camera, for something you carry, whatever, you ask 5 people, you get 8 different answers. So it's quite difficult to find the right product. So at some point we thought about why not using bicycle grips. They're everywhere. Just go to your local bicycle store, or if you don't find anything there, you go to the internet, you will find millions of bicycle grips. There are different standards, but we are using the most common standard. And we found out that this is like 70–80% of the one standard we're using are spread out into the world. So what you have, we have 2 different bicycle grip adapters. One is called BGA1 and the other one BGA2. The difference between these two is one has a 3/8-inch interface. As you can see here, it's like the 2-pin interface with a 3/8-inch. And the other one has a classical ARRI rosette. So I just went to my favorite bicycle store. I just have picked up 3 free bicycle grips. And as you can see here, for example, a black one, a little bit softer one. You have to close this screw here, tied it down, that it can't really slip off. But you don't want to rely on this small screw when your whole camera is just on this. It's kind of depending if this screw is strong enough. So every bicycle grip adapter comes with a counter screw. You just put the counter screw at the back of the bicycle grip adapter, and like this you're on the safe side. So there's no problem at all. With the bicycle grip adapter 2, I just take one more time the plate. By the way, this is a plate for a Canon C500 or C300. I add an extension from ARRI. So the usual setup you would use if you would go for handheld, and then I put on the bicycle grip adapter number 2, like this, and then using any other material, again, tied it down as much as possible. One side, the other side, and then the counter screw, which goes on here, and like this, you're ready to go. So one more picture, applications. You can see here that we have a combination of a bicycle grip adapter 1 on the left side with a hex at the back. So it's the same interface. You can combine whatever you want. And on the right side, you see the bicycle grip adapter 2, where you see the with an extension. So that's the other application. So that's it with the 4 new products. But if you would like to know more about our products, just check out our ARRI channel on YouTube, because there we have a lot of tech tips. You will also find other material there. You will find tech talks, you will find show reels, all of that, but tech tips as well. Tech tips are defined that we do something where we explain products in a very, very short time. It's about in between 1 minute and 3 minutes. And we just uploaded a tech tip for the lightweight lens support, the LLS1, last week. I think an hour ago, the handle extension system got uploaded on YouTube. And as you have seen in the picture, maybe there are also accessories for Sony Venice, the extension unit for all kinds of products. So this is a very good opportunity to inform yourself beside the website. I think the ARRI YouTube channel from ARRI is quite interesting. So that's it about the 4 new products. And now I'm looking forward to your questions, and hopefully I can answer them.
Check this out. Thank you, Philipp. There are a couple of questions coming in. First one is a more generic question. It goes about, in general, your accessories. Are they adaptable or compatible with all cameras? Somebody's asking.
Oh, all cameras, that would be fantastic. All cameras, how many cameras are there in the market? So you will find, if you go to our website, if you go to mechanical accessories, go to PCA and check out the third-party camera accessories, you will find some of them. This market is huge. So we are really going from the top down. So we'll support cameras in the higher end for sure. And then we're going down until a point where we see like, okay, now at some point when our accessories, which people think are the best, hopefully still think, and that's the feedback I got, still are the best in the industry. The price is maybe also the best in the industry, but in the other way around maybe. It's not possible to make really good accessories for a low-end price. And if you have a camera body, which is, I would say, like a couple of $1,000 US, like $3,000 US or 2,000, it's quite difficult to make accessories which in the end are not more expensive than your camera body. So we made accessories, for example, years ago for a Canon 5D. I wouldn't say that was a mistake. It was good to do that, but I think the market changed in a way. We have proper video cameras now. So yeah, we are supporting an FS7. We are supporting a Panasonic EVA 1. But that's kind of the limit. We're not going further down.
Okay. So, Philipp, what's your take on 19mm rods versus 15? Is 19 legacy, or what is the advantage of 19 compared to 15mm?
So it's an interesting question, because it's something where you really have to know what you're talking about. There are, in general, 2 different rod support standards in the industry. One is called lightweight standard. And this is something you can see here. This is the lightweight rod support standard. Then there is studio rod support standard. And by the way, lightweight is always 15 mil. There's no choice. Then there is studio rod support standard. This is available in 19 and in 15. I would say 80% of the world is using 19. But Hollywood, California, parts of Australia, parts of Canada are using 15 studio. So if you're asking me about what kind of studio rod support system I would prefer, and I would recommend it I would always recommend 19, because if it's studio, it has to. If you really want to be sturdy, don't think about 15 mil. If you want to be lightweight, if you want to be as lightweight as possible, then 15 millimeter lightweight standard is the way to go. So I don't think it's either or. For me, the best is Studio 19 and lightweight 15. It's a combination of both.
So here seems to be a question on the LLS1. The question is, would be interesting if the little adapter part would be storable so that it is not going to be lost.
Yeah, I completely agree. We tried to make that possible, but it was not. And I know that that's always a tricky part. If you have so many bits, little bits and pieces, I know it's tough it's quite easy to lose something. But we wanted to achieve that, but at some point we gave up and said, like, no, we cannot do it.
So how would I be able to add the ARS or the hex to the front of the SEM plate?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a question for my colleague later on in the next session.
Okay.
Because the SEM plate, again, is something where my colleague Jean-François is in charge for. I'm not 100% sure how to do it. Okay, but he's in the back, and he says, yes, you can, yes, you can.
Yeah, I give you the mic.
Okay, he's now getting the second mic.
You can indeed attach a lightweight support 15 on in front of the SAMs. You just need a bracket called the Stabilizer System Bracket 1, SSB1, and that's a new bracket from my colleague Kurt Schaller. That's available now.
Okay, thank you, Jean-François. We see us later. Okay. It would be nice to have a rosette to ARRI interface adapter. Not sure if it exists. This can also increase the mounting points for the hex and ARS.
Okay, I didn't understand the question really.
It would be nice to have a rosette to the ARRI interface adapter.
What is the ARRI interface adapter?
3.8 with pins on it. It was the ARRI 3, Rosette Adapter 3.
Rosette adapter 3.
Okay, I think
so now
I think we will clear it and send an email later.
Yes,
guys,
yes,
is it okay?
I think that's
okay. So
I
we
think
continue
that's
here.
Better. I have to really look into that.
It's available. Okay.
There's so many products in my product range. I'm sorry.
Okay, can I buy the adapter from the Matbox and the ARC1 separately, or do I have to buy the Matbox?
So, again, the Matbox is here. The adapter on top of the Matbox, let's just get it on here. So normally, if you have an LMB 4x5, an SMB1, SMB2, LMB 6x6, this adapter is on top. You would only like if you're talking about this guy, you can buy it separately. If you talk about this guy here, you can also buy separately, but it doesn't make sense because this only fits to the Matbox. If you want to use the ARS system, with this adapter you can buy, it's always like you can buy everything separately. You can buy the short version, the medium version, the long version separately. You can buy all the bracketry separately, even like the cube or the normal one. So that's possible.
Our friend Bruno from Munich is asking, is it possible to use the wooden hand grip with the older extension, for example, CSL1?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not, because the design is different. If you see our hex system, I just bring two of them over here, it's much slimmer, and its two sides are always the same. And this was a request from a lot of users. And this was not before. And a correct request from the users was that you can attach accessories on all four sides. With all our own, like, older handles, you always could attach accessories from the top and from the sides, but not from the bottom. And then I heard a lot of people who really prefer to attach also accessories from the bottom. That's why we made a new design. Downside is not compatible to the older parts. Not compatible in terms of the shells that you can use them on the older parts. You can add this normally easily, even like also with the CCH2. The CCH2 is a little bit different in the design than the new one, the CCH4. But you can add it to the back. It looks a little bit different. It looks not like perfect, but it's usable. Technically, it's no problem.
Then comes here a sentence, not really a question, but probably it is a question. The sentence is guide for 3 filter frames on the LMB 4x5, like on the LMB 25.
Okay.
So
I have to smile a little bit because wait a little bit longer and maybe you will get it. I think so.
The thing with the patience, okay.
But it's too early to really talk about, but we're working on it.
Are the prices actually already published, was the question?
From all the products I showed today, all the prices are published. And I think I would say like 90% of the products should be already shipping.
Okay. So the hex, is it only available as a set or also individually?
Like I said before, everything is always, not everything, but most, like hex system, everything is available also as individual parts. You can only go for a hex 5 or a hex 4. But if you go for the set, you get the perfectly designed foam inlay for a pillowcase.
Can you talk about the maximum load of the different hex?
Yes, that's something I have to look up a little bit. So maybe if you switch again to the PowerPoint, you can see there is a maximum. Yeah, that's also, I heard this is the wrong naming maximal. It's not really English, it's Dinglish. So maximum load should be called. You can see here the different maximum loads, but this refers only if you have only one hex attached. If you combine different hexes, we have no idea how many hexes you will combine. So this refers only to one hex, and then you have to make your own calculation later on. This is about physics, and yeah. Maybe you will find out how you can calculate by yourself whatever combination you set up.
Okay, so here are 2 last questions. One is about the dimensions of the ARS 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
how big are they?
That's also something where I have information about. So you see the ARRI-S1 is one length, is 30 millimeter. And it always goes like 30 millimeter more with the ARRI-S2 and the ARRI-S3. And the interesting thing is if you look at the right side, because you have seen the slotted design with the screw where you attach it, so you can kind of have it longer in a way. It's not really fair to say it's as long as 75 with the ARRI-S2, but just to understand with the slotted design, you can move it longer than 60 millimeter.
Okay. Question on the LLS1 came in. So which lens diameters can be covered with the LLS1?
I think it's 30. I think 39 to 153 or something. Yeah. So in between 40 and 150 millimeter. And then this is the question, if you flip it around, and this is like from 39 to 153, it's only available in between if you flip it around. But these are the lens diameters you can support. That's for sure.
I guess the new wooden or plastic handles are also not compatible with the old HEBs.
AGBs.
HEB?
HEBs. Yes.
HEB.
No, again, that's something. So you would may ask, why have we done this hex system? Because we have already HEBs, handle extension brackets. But one reason is we don't have all the length in between. And then I think as far as I know, the HEB 4 has 3 interfaces, or the HEB 3, 4 interfaces. So at some point we decided we make a new name and make it from hex 1 to hex 5. And as I said before, the design is different. It's again like the old handles. You can combine the HEBs with the hex, but you cannot use the shells on the HEBs.
And now really the last question, is the handle compatible with the small rig one?
I don't know.
I shouldn't have done this, huh?
I don't know the small rig one, to be honest.
then we answer with a maybe.
Yeah, maybe he should send us exact product number from Smallwick, and then we can look it up and see, and hopefully from the picture or whatever, we can determine if it's compatible or not. But in the end, I would get, or I need to get a Smallwick accessory, and I'm not sure if I want to do that right now.
In any case, there will be a chart coming in a second with an email address, so every question which is still open, please send it to that address, and we will answer as soon as we can. So this was the last question, actually. Philip, it's yours.
So thank you very much for watching. It was a pleasure that you were with me. And I hope we will see in person soon again, because I'm getting a little bit tired sitting in Munich and not traveling anymore and talking to all of you guys. It's quite tough. But let's hope for the best and stay safe. Bye-bye.